remember your love and guidance in our lives. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage for the living of these days. O God, our Father, grant your blessing to this class of graduates that we honor tonight. Keep them eager to pursue truth beyond the outmost limits of human thought, and scornful of the cowardice that dares not face new truth, the laziness content with half-truth, and the arrogance that thinks it knows all truth. To the degree that these seniors have accepted the opportunities of these days joyfully and have invested themselves wisely, we give you thanks. For gifts wasted, for time killed, for work shoddily done, and for lives cheapened, we seek your forgiveness. We thank you, O God, for parents and teachers, pastors and friends who have offered guidance when experience was lacking, understanding and encouragement in time of defeat or failure, and love deep enough to lead these young adults through paths of discipline. We rejoice in your good gifts of life, education, liberty, and love, and pray for these young people who come after us, that they may use their gifts and talents to make this world a better place in which to live. Grant us faithfulness to seek truth and peace and justice for all. Help us, O God, not to be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewal of our minds, that we may prove what is your will and know what is good and acceptable and perfect. Let us be able to run and not grow weary, to walk and not faint, until that day when by thy grace and faith and hope shall be outdistanced by sight and possession, and love shall be all in all in this wonderful and beautiful world. May the events of this night be blessed by a fresh wind of your Spirit in all that is said and done. In the name of our God we pray. Amen.
We have already learned so much. Each individual has developed his own individual ideas and values, and with the support of friends, family, teachers, and administrators. It is now time to trust his background and to continue to strive for success. Because as Goethe once said, the important thing in life is to have great aims and to possess the aptitude and the perseverance to attain it. As we continue to work to reach our goals with determination and to recognize our own personal worth and merit, we must recall the common bond we all share, which will help us to discover and develop our futures. This common bond being the fact that we are the 50th graduating class of the Mccaskey. Through our years together, we have learned to deal with our successes and struggles as individuals and as a group through the means of a powerful physical education. These experiences have taught us to achieve the philosophy of colorless nonsense, as this belief is that self-confidence carries conviction and makes others believe in us.
Those standards, most often does meet that challenge and does attain a significant level of achievement, respected level of excellence. This evening I'm proud to introduce to you two students who 3 years ago recognized and accepted that challenge and have attained the highest standards of learning at the secondary level, a straight A academic average for 3 years. I'd like to also add that these two students have also met the highest academic standards on a national level, having earned national merit scholarships, an accomplishment that is matched by fewer than 0.5% of all graduating seniors across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please join me in recognizing with respect the honor students of the class of 1988, Jason Lawrence Gottlieb and Sarah Ellen McLeod. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Clay, Mr. Seifert, faculty, parents, the Reverend clergy, relatives and friends of the graduating class, and members of the class of 1988. Representing the Rotary Club of Lancaster, I am happy to have the privilege of presenting the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award. For many years, Dr. Smith was superintendent of the Lancaster City School District, in which he served with distinction until his death. Dr. Smith was president of Lancaster Rotary Club in 1952 and 1953. Over 25 years ago, an anonymous donor contributed a liberal sum of money to the Lancaster Rotary Club to establish the Dr. Harvey A. Smith Memorial Fund. The income from this fund makes possible the yearly Dr. Harvey A. Smith Award to a member of the graduating class of the J.P. Mccaskey High School. Provisions of the trust state that the recipient of the award shall be selected by the senior class and the faculty. It is further stated that the controlling considerations in the selection of the student are to be those qualities of selfless service to the school community and its students the same values Dr. Smith demonstrated to the civic community and its citizens. These qualities, incidentally, coincide with the ideals of Rotary and the Rotary motto, service above self. Therefore, the award has a twofold purpose. To recognize, one, to recognize the student outstanding in qualities similar to those demonstrated by Dr. Smith, and two, to help perpetuate Dr. Smith's name as one of Lancaster's distinguished educators. The student selected for this year's award is Danielle Clerico. Danielle, will you come up? This certificate says the Harvey A. Smith Award, presented this 13th day of June, 1988, to Danielle Clerico, who in the opinion of her fellow classmates and the faculty of J.P. Mccaskey Senior High School, best exemplifies selfless service to the school community and its students, high standards of conduct, and pride in being a part of the high school. Here's your certificate, and perhaps not as important, here is a check made out to you for $500. I may do this every year.
It is indeed a privilege to present this award in memory of Mr. Clarence Eversole at this 50th anniversary commencement. Some previous winners of this award are present with us this evening, and I am sure that the recipient of the award tonight will be, in the years ahead, one of our most distinguished graduates. Mr. Eversole was a member of the original faculty of Mccaskey High School as a teacher of American history. He later served as chairman of the Social Studies Department. Upon his death in 1966, his family instituted this award. In 1986, the award was continued by an anonymous, generous benefactor who was an important part of the Mccaskey community. This award recognizes that graduating senior who has done outstanding work in social studies during their high school career and who exemplifies high standards of character and citizenship. It is with great pleasure and pride that the Social Studies faculty at Mccaskey has selected Jason Gottlieb as the recipient in 1988. Jason, the certificate reads, presented to Jason Gottlieb for outstanding achievement in social studies and exemplary standards of character and citizenship, and along with that, a check for $150.
I I wondered what was such a big deal about 50 years. But then I began to see the reasons for all the celebrations. Mccaskey's anniversary isn't just another reason to sell sweatshirts or mugs. It's a celebration of living through a world war, Korea, Vietnam, men on the moon, a civil rights crisis, an energy crisis, space shuttle, recession, depression, prosperity, and 7 presidents. Yet then I realized Mccaskey can boast of an even greater accomplishment. Mccaskey has lived through many, many proms, pep rallies, defeats, victories, finals, report cards, and graduations. And throughout all this, Mccaskey has remained a strong and comforting institution which provides support and care to all those who cherish it. A poem found in the back of the 1939 Mccaskey yearbook very clearly expresses a feeling we still have. Success may come, the future brings joy, and work done well. Our gratitude to Mccaskey High, we in our lives shall tell. The pride which Mccaskey instills in its students is truly everlasting, because even today, we, the class of 1988, feel the same joy, hope, and gratitude towards Mccaskey as the class of 1939 expressed in their poem. Mccaskey has changed, modernized, and progressed, yet it still manages to provide an environment which makes each student proud of his or her school. Even though it still gives each student his or her own personal experiences and memories. I now understand the reason for all the celebrations. I am certain that Mccaskey is deserving of all the themes, parties, and banquets which were held in honor of his 50th anniversary. No longer do I resent our label as the 50th class. I am proud of this label because we symbolize Mccaskey's accomplishments and progression, yet we also symbolize Mccaskey's tradition and strength. Being the 50th class has not stolen our individuality. It has enhanced it. You see, we may have the spirit of the class of 43, or the scholarship of 52, or the achievements of 38, or the personality of 71. All the 50 classes have helped to shape Mccaskey into the form which we celebrate now. 50 years of experience has been open to us and has allowed us to combine characteristics to create our individuality, our class, the class of 1988.
A group of Mccaskey teachers, believing that recognition of the graduating senior girl who had distinguished herself in the study of English was long overdue, began deliberations to inaugurate a companion award to the John Pearsall Mccaskey Award for Excellence in English. The committee deemed it proper to name the new Girls Award in honor of a woman who had herself exemplified and inspired excellence in English as a teacher in the schools of Lancaster for 40 years. The esteem in which Catherine Buckwalter was and is held by her friends, her former colleagues, and her former students is ample evidence that excellence in English be synonymous with the example and encouragement of Catherine Buckwalter. Thus, it gives me great pleasure to present, for extraordinary proficiency in the use of the English language, an extraordinary understanding of and appreciation of literature, the 13th annual Catherine M. Buckwalter Award to Anna F. Stuchek. John Pearsall Mccaskey Award, now in its 28th year, resulted from the merger of two earlier awards, one established in 1926 in honor of Dr. Mccaskey's 89th birthday, and the other in 1940 to coincide with the dedication of the new Mccaskey High School. The inaugurators of both awards were groups of former students of Dr. Mccaskey. Their aims were to perpetuate the influence Dr. Mccaskey had on the education of the young men of Lancaster, and to encourage among young male students of J.P. Mccaskey High School a proficiency in the study of American and English literature and language. And so, since 1961, when the two awards were combined, we have honored annually a graduating young gentleman with the John Pearsall Mccaskey Award for Excellence in English. It gives me great pleasure to present this prestigious award to Eric J. Grant.
Each of us here this evening share a common bond, a common experience. John Pearsall Mccaskey High School. In one way or another, our lives have been connected more. They have been enriched by that experience, for we have become over 50 years family. And as family, we will, individually or collectively at times, return to Mccaskey, whether it be in person, in mind, or in heart. Tonight, many of us have returned in person, guided perhaps by our hearts. For 50 years, Mccaskey, the people of Mccaskey, have helped give us dimension and meaning, which is never ending. Some of those people, of course, have been the teachers, and we have been fortunate to have the kind of teachers that Dr. Mccaskey himself admired. Those who could be what they would have their pupils become, love what they would have them love. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in honoring those who have given so much to the young people of Lancaster, the retired teachers of J.P. Mccaskey High School. Some 50 years. Many of them worked directly under the leadership of a gentleman who was the fourth of only 5 Mccaskey principals.
This man served Mccaskey and the Lancaster community for 13 years, beginning in 1969. For many of these years, our country was experiencing social conflict and unrest. Not only was he instrumental in resolving these conflicts when they entered our school, but he also helped Mccaskey become a place for everyone. I'm proud to have been able to have worked with him for those 13 years. Mccaskey High School principal from 1969 to 1982, Mr. Charles Hall. Mr. Hall. For each of Mccaskey's 50 years, its graduates experienced, learned enough of what was offered here by teachers, other students, and parents to be aware of what held the most meaning for them personally. Many of them have taken that meaning public. They have expanded it, applied it in a broader sense. They have merged themselves and their well-formed knowledge and values with our larger community. And what they have received here at Mccaskey took on a greater meaning for them as it was shared in our community, and often, incidentally, returned to Mccaskey. If you would now join me in recognizing the Mccaskey Graduates, class of 1938, class of 1987, those who are here in spirit, and especially those who are here in person representing their classmates. Would you please stand, graduates? One of our graduates who epitomizes this spirit of sharing, of giving in return to others, of public service. A graduate who has often demonstrated genuine caring for our students here at Mccaskey, who has dedicated himself to recognizing and identifying student potential throughout the city of Lancaster. A graduate of the class of 1963, an inductee into the Mccaskey Athletic Hall of Fame, a recognized supporter of Mccaskey, a friend of Mccaskey, the Honorable Mayor Arthur E. Morris, City of Lancaster.
Thank you, Mr. Seifert, and good evening and congratulations to Mccaskey on this, your 50th anniversary, and welcome to the Jason Gottlieb Show. I know that this is an exciting time for everybody in this auditorium, be it the graduates, parents, friends, and teachers. For me, it is exciting too. 25 years ago, as Mr. Seifert indicated, I graduated from this great high school and remember that night with fondness. And yes, Danielle, I was the recipient of the same award that you received this evening, the Harvey Smith Award. Except those days it was $100, tonight it was $500. A commencement week of once remarked, and I quote, "It's not at all hard for me to remember that vivid day of my own graduation. Strangely enough, the one thing about that day I cannot remember is what the commencement speaker had to say. My thoughts, like yours, were targeted upon my family and my friends and my plans for this summer. But of one thing I'm sure, the speaker made a short speech. I know I blessed it, unquote. I will try to be brief, but I hope you will take what I say to heart. I have given a great deal of thought as to what to say and how to say it. I wanted to be personal in making my comments, so they will consist of reflections on what I learned of life while at Mccaskey and since that time. First, let me say that I am honored to be a commencement speaker for the graduating class. In the beginning, however, I couldn't figure out why Mr. Seifert asked me to bring a message to you tonight. I wondered, why me? Good grief, I was afraid to get up in front of the classroom in high school, let alone to speak at graduation.
But then I realized with certainty that it had to be because I am a record holder at Mccaskey. Some of the older people in this room, my contemporaries, may recall that I set a few track records when I was a student here. But it is not a track record that I am thinking of, although I am proud and glad that at least one was not broken by Mike Craighead this year. And I believe it still stands. However, it is the swimming record that I refer to. I have the distinction of learning how to swim faster than anyone else ever had or has since then at Mccaskey High School. To give you a little background, I hated and feared the water. When I was 14 years old, I traveled 3,000 miles across the Atlantic Ocean from England to America by boat, yet could not swim a stroke. Shortly after I arrived here, my experience at Mccaskey changed all that forever. I reported for swimming class and was told to change. However, there was no uniform of trunks to change into. No nothing. In those days, you swam in the nude, at least the boys did. And before you entered the pool, the class was required to stand next to each other, much like an army platoon for inspection. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life, at least to that point. I forgot about my fear of water and that I couldn't swim. All I wanted to do was cover myself up with anything, even water. This is all true. I dove into the pool and realizing I did not want to sink and drown, and to my utter amazement, I swam. I wish I could say it was raw courage on my part, or mind over matter, or the power of positive thinking. In reality, it was a greater fear replacing a lesser one. The lesson I learned from that experience was far more significant than learning to swim. It was about overcoming obstacles that keep you from trying or achieving certain things you want from life. It is remarkable just what can be accomplished when we eliminate fears or barriers that shouldn't be there in the first place. Many times we are the ones that create barriers for ourselves, which only exist in our minds as perceptions. As Franklin Delano Roosevelt said, there is nothing to fear but fear itself. In addition to my vivid memory of my first swim at Mccaskey, I remember an English teacher named Mrs. Coulter. She recognized in me another common fear, public speaking. Standing up in a class to give a book report or repeat a memorized stanza from Shakespeare filled me with terror. Mrs. Coulter didn't force me into an intimidating situation. She exhibited kindness toward me and a protective approach until I was ready to confront and overcome my personal barrier. I will always remember that particular kindness. Many of you have probably had a similar experience where someone recognized that you had a problem and was concerned enough to help you through a difficult time. As you go through life, you will see people around you, family member, friend, co-worker, or stranger, who need help. They need somebody to recognize their problem, somebody who shows compassion, a helping hand. With your help, they will be able to overcome their barrier or problem. I hope that as you go through life, you will take that time to slow down, maybe stop what you are doing, and reach out to help someone. Don't just be another blank face. Let that person know you care. Help them overcome their obstacles and fears, and they will help you with yours. Another fear that many people have is in loving and demonstrating that love to others around them. First, you must love yourself, your body, and your mind. Don't abuse your body, not with drugs, not with any foreign substance. If you learn to love yourself and have a healthy dose of self-esteem, you will have no problem in saying no to such temptation. Learn also to show your love to your family and friends. Tell them, show them. Don't assume the person knows how you feel. But even if they do know, there is not a person among us who doesn't like to be reminded that we are valued and loved by those we care about. A hug, a kiss, a kind word, a note of appreciation are important expressions of your emotions and feelings. Help make your home, your school, your community, and yes, the world, a happier place to live. Remember,
Your teachers have endeavored to develop the characteristics and intellect needed to proceed with your life, whether it be in preparation for a place in the workforce or a post-high school education. You have demonstrated the motivation to succeed. It's the same motivation combined with your education that gives you the edge over the individual who has chosen to abandon his right to a free education. Henry Ward Beecher, a renowned 19th century clergyman, abolitionist, and editor, once stated, "Education is the knowledge of how to use the whole of oneself. Many men use but one or two faculties out of the score with which they are endowed. A man is educated who knows how to make a tool of every faculty, how to open it, how to keep it sharp, and how to apply it to all practical purposes." Thank you and good luck.
Addressing the class one last time before I present them for their diplomas. However, before I do that, I would like to take just a second and ask you to join me again in recognizing another group of special people who are on the stage this evening. These are the people who, over the past 3 years, have given to the graduates on stage and those who have come before them, understanding and love, have shared with them their knowledge and their insight into life, have genuinely given of themselves so that the young people here could mature. We're very, very fortunate in Lancaster to have such a caring and knowledgeable and committed teaching staff. I'd like, if they would please, to stand and be recognized. I'm proud to be one of them, the very competent, exceptionally caring, distinguished faculty of J.P. Mccaskey High School. Would you please stand? Recently, I experienced a reaffirmation of, to me, a truth that I had somehow lost years ago. Wanting to capture and to say something of meaning to the class of '88, and yet also convey meaning to those who are here this evening who may have graduated from the class of '38 or from the class of '58 or from '70, I became overwhelmed by thoughts, overwhelmed by the drive to reach some wonderful moment or end or conclusion, as many of us do every single day. Instead of feeling satisfaction, I felt rushed, anxious, being able to think about absolutely nothing of value. There came a moment then when I had 2 pieces of writing, and in them I believe I found that something of value I thought to be lost. In the station, Robert Hastings characterizes our view of life as being on a long trip, traveling in the train and looking out from within that train, but never seeing children waving, or the rows upon rows of corn, or the mountains, or the rolling hillsides. Instead, we're consumed by our destination, anxiously awaiting the moment we pull into the station. I can't wait until I graduate. When we are finally married, when I get that raise, or when I get that promotion. And ultimately, I can't wait until I retire, then I'll be happy. Waiting, waiting, waiting for the station. Even though that thought was unsettling, it did awaken something inside, especially when I held it up against that other piece of writing, ironically, something so simply close to home to hear this evening. In fact, on the last page of your program, a thought from Dr. John Pearsall Mccaskey. Education runs out on so many lines. It has to do with nature and art and life and the things of time and the dream of eternity. It takes an acquaintance with books but no less the butterfly and the bird, the grass and the flower, the leaf and the habit of the tree, the billowy wheat, the rustling corn, the wind and cloud, air and earth, and sea and sky, with their myriad wonders of animate and inanimate creation. Music, with its melody and harmony. Gratitude to our fellows for the many good things in which we should hold ourselves their debtors. And to God, in whom we live and move and have our being. In learning, as in life, the station is an illusion. It constantly outdistances us. According to Hastings and to Dr. Mccaskey, there is no station, no place to arrive at once and for all. The truth, the meaning, the joy is in the trip, in seeing the children and in tasting the honey. It is unquestionably worthy of admiration to be a scholar, but you do not have to be a scholar to appreciate the butterfly, to wonder at the mountains and the hillside, ultimately to understand, to see within the everyday, within the thing itself, the beauty of it, the truth of it. Dream, for you must. Your dream is your destination, your ideal vision of yourself, but don't keep waiting for it. Give to it each day, experience part of it each day. The station will come soon enough. Dr. Place? Dr. Place, by unanimous vote of the faculty of John Pearsall Mccaskey High School, the 464 members of the senior class are recommended to become the 54th class to be graduated in the proud 50-year history of the school. With great admiration, earned respect, and a deep affection, I present to you Dr. Place, the class of 1988.
Mccaskey administrators, district administrators, honored and esteemed faculty, class of 1988, family and friends. I have some information I'd like to share with you concerning the plans of these young people upon graduation. 15% have full-time jobs, 4% part-time jobs, students looking for work, 12%. 47% have plans to attend community college, private junior colleges, Commonwealth universities, state universities, independent colleges or universities, business or technical schools, vocational or technical schools, schools of nursing, and other schools such as art school, music school, or part-time classes. 1% have other plans such as being an exchange student. Before I turn the program back to Mr. Seifert and to the board, I'd also like to use some descriptive words to describe the class. This is based on the administration's comments from Mccaskey. A group that is capable of quality, they will be proficient at leadership at the turn of the century, the year 2000. A relatively large number of top academic students. This class has a lot of class, a very sophisticated group. A class of very diverse talents who work together and cared about each other's accomplishments. An artistically, musically talented group. The class of 1988 contains a great number of humane, caring students who provided services which often went unnoticed because they preferred to remain in the background. This is particularly true of the AIM members and the production crews of Bits and Players. Thank you very much. Congratulations, class of 1988.
Previous instructions. Assisting me in the presentation of the diplomas this evening will be Lynn Williams, our guidance department, John Greer, the district coordinator of guidance, Kathy Kuzmiak, who is the senior house principal, and Casey Jones, the attendance officer. Jessica Lee Cortez. Selena L. Stryker. Elizabeth Ropley. Tammy L. Devonshire. Barbara Ann Brown. Tom T. Dow. Milta Luz Crespo. Diana Montañez. Catherine Flatt. Sandra J. Minnie. Amanda S. Hatfield. Eugenia L. McGinnis. Melinda Louise Rodriguez. Mary Ann Long. Sonia G. Ashworth. Krista Charlene Anderson. Holly Ann Barrett. Marisol Crespo. E.M. Chow. Preston M. Dunn. Tasha L. Amrit. Harmony Cruz. Lisa Ann Phelps. Donna J. Engel. Selima A. Shanahan. Sandra L. Michael. Kelly J. Gilbert. Shelley L. Gerhardt. Christine A. Gray. Mary Lou Garafola. Larissa E. Shy. Erica McMillan. Sandra E. Rivas Ferrero. T.K. Wong Lee. E. Michelle Tanksley. Crystal Duncan Steele. Holly M. King. Mary Tressa Woodruff. Aaron K. O'Neill. Marilee Rivera. Marisol Rivera. Tanya Marie Roden. Sherry L. Shelley. Wendy N. Schrupp. Shannon Hunter. Rosie R. Williams. Jennifer J. Serba. Angela M. Lehman. Vivian Pastor-Nicholas, Secretary of Class. Maria D. Hernandez. Jennifer L. Todd. Pamela L. Bickard. Evelyn Garcia. Juanita Dueño. Marcella Marie McFadden. Connie Ann Johnson. Margarita Baez. Faye Ann Trump. Juanita Gonzalez. Wendy L. Powell. Melissa Heck. Danielle DePaul.
Joanna Lynn Monticchio. Janine Courier. Sonia D. Newsom. Lori A. Patterson. Heather R. Rudy. Katrina S. Mowry. Mary E. Farr. Janine Raquel Brooks. Babette J. Hammond. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Wendy D Gardev. Wendy is a student who has been with us this year. She's an AFS student representing her country, Costa Rica. Wendy, as I said, has represented her country, Costa Rica, this year. She has been the guest of Mr. and Mrs. Harry Schneider. I'd like to present Wendy with an American flag which has flown over our nation's capital. Also a volume of the Heritage of Lancaster, which was graciously inscribed by its author, John Ward Wilson Luce. And also, Wendy, a certificate of our appreciation for promoting international understanding and goodwill as a foreign exchange student at John Pearsall Mccaskey. Beth A. Niffenberg. Michelle Gilbert. Danielle D. Armstrong. Danielle Marie Hoffman. Janine E. Wickenheimer. Jessica L. Schenberg. Geraldine Suzanne Eversole. Janelle Schaefer. Kimberly A. Markham. Kimberly Ann DeBerger. Stephanie E. Saunders. Stacey Lynn Speak. Ann F. McMurtry. Tanya C. Gibbons. And Jeanette Quinton. Joanne M. Jones. Irene May Silkner. Chrissy A. Carr. Susan Elizabeth Rowe. Michelle Lynn Wood. Stephanie T. Holland. Paulette Woodard. Michelle Ann Young. Michelle L. Shearer. Talia Maxwell. Angela M. Sullivan. Robert K. Fisher. William Thomas Miller. Donald K. Rosario. Ryan K. Lee. Christopher S. Miller. Ronald Gary Price Jr. Fernando Rodriguez. have the same gift of the American flag and the volume of Heritage of Lancaster. It's been a pleasure. John Gary Eckerly. Christopher K. Kelly. Sean H. Habernack. David Charles Beckler. Justin B. Thomas. Robert M. Schultz. Michael S. Reed. Kelly L. Reed. Gregory S. Timmons. Richard Keith Brown. Peter Constantine Villas. Christine R. Albright. Robert Neil Hartley. Stefan P. Bannister. Charles Davis. John M. Washington. Brian B. Slope. Lester William Younger. Peter J. Walsh. Todd C. Vaughn. Hans P. Eibel. Robert E. Schultz. Joel P. Schreiner. Mary McVeigh Maddox. Bruce B. Fields. received and so their parents can feel their name. Minnie Strunk. Juan Tu. Daniel A. Refron. David Gonzalez. Richard T. Steele. Hector R. Sanchez, Jr. Oswaldo Gonzalez, Jr. Malin R. Chase. Long Long. Benigno Ayala. Mark Williams Odette. David L. Lewis. Philip Irving Levin. Carl Melton. Jose L. Torres. Calvin A. Murray. Ronald M. Roden Jr. Victor Gonzalez. Timothy E. Miller. Todd C. Olson. Jose M. Gomez. Matthew W. Davis. Richard Dwayne Dixon. Jeffrey T. Matthews. Michael J. Torrey. Keith T. Wood. Scott B. White. Keith C. Truth. Sam Wanger. Elias Khadid De Jesus. John M. Hemberly. Christopher Landstock. Brian M. Minnick. James E. Mulaney. Julio A. Gomez. Matthew A. Schwartz. Michael C. Valutis, Class 1 Gil Alberto Obama. Pedro Villas. David J. Huss. Julio A. Rosa. Dennis G. Peters Jr. Gabriel E. Sanchez. Matthew W. Schneider. G. Michael Craighead. Robert C. Hunter Jr. Jose R. Cruz. James N. Fowler. Ken J. Kirchhoff. Leonard H. Sweeney Jr. Kirsten L. Henry. Michelle Johnson. Christy Ann Myers. Valerie D. Huckler. Julie A. Wall. Maria Christina Millett. Shelley L. Ewing. Watts Wee-Win. Beverly Ann Kelly. Hung T. Nguyen. Lisa C. Geiger. Daisy Mercedes Mendoza. Todd G. Stephen. Juan Tyler. Ryan D. Ken. Solomon R. Wall. M. Stallings. Jose L. Olivera. James Beer in the third. Michael S. Metzler. Michael S. Martin. Jose A. Garcia. Israel M. Gerlach. Brian A. Hecker. Todd E. Brown. Katerina P. Carpusis, class treasurer. Sharon McBride. Carrie Ann Butler. Barbie Marie Colon. Melissa S. Roy. Rhonda S. Rainier. Carmen Maria Rivera. Maria C. Sanchez. Edith Evans Brewer. Jennifer C. Schultz. Tammy Renee Trapp. Wanda Y. Santiago. Franz Mott Jr. Robert Matthew Leicester. Julio Rojas. Thomas R. Poe III. Louise Stevens. Ronald Brian Solzbach. Shannon A. Shockley. Jerry C. Mouse. Calvin and Young. Victor Lamar Adams. Dennis L. Ray. Keith A. McGowan. Demetrius S. Jervis. Ladies and gentlemen, our third exchange student, Carson Friedenberger from West Germany. And this evening, Thorsten will be representing all of the exchange students in addressing you. Quickly.
Good evening. My name is Thorsten Friedenberger, and I'm speaking here on behalf of all the exchange students. All of us would like to thank the school district of Lancaster for having us here. We also want to thank the AFS teachers, Mr. Rash and Ms. Pratt, who helped us during our stay by making living as comfortable as possible. I think they did a terrific job. This year was quite busy for us, especially at the end of this exchange. We loved this experience a lot and want to thank our host parents, Dr. and Mrs. Robert Matthews, who hosted Frederick from Sweden, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Shai, who hosted Wendy from Costa Rica, and Dr. and Mrs. John Garris, who hosted me. They all did a terrific deal for us, which we really appreciated. In my opinion, it is great that it is possible to have such an exchange. Everybody tried to help us, mostly with understanding the language and the new customs of a different country. I remember the first weeks in school, I was more than only lost with my limited knowledge of English. But now I even understand the jokes, and I even learned the American way of teasing, which I consider right now as my favorite thing to do. I also like the system of so much community interaction and socializing, for which you can be proud of. I wish I could stay here a little bit longer and take all my friends from here back to Germany. I hope I can come back in the near future to this great country, and not only to visit. Thank you very much from all of us.
Fernando Dixon. Michael F. Mendez. Letitia Brissett. Devon K. Clare. Emma Renee Boyne. Steve A. Antonelli. Abigail Ayala. Kimberly L. Findera. Sherry Elaine Fixler. Catherine M. Carter. Diana M. Boswell. Dorothy A. Alston. Sean Montignac. Frida May Howell. Jeffrey Scott Worley. David W. Everett. Julian L. Brown. James L. Hurd. Dustin J. Horn. Chris W. Gingrich. Eugene C. Cookett Jr. Nicole Diaz. Richard Austin Milan. Michael Davis. Scott B. Hagan. Andrew J. Herr. Angel Sanchez. Student Representative to the School Board, Christina L. Slick.
Oh, Daddy.
Tia Elizabeth Bowman. Our class president, Lisa Marie Baker.
I hereby declare you graduates of the class of 1988 of the Pearsall, Mccaskey High School, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. These words, written by Charles Dickens in the novel A Tale of Two Cities, is quite appropriate for the class of 88. As we sit here this evening, we reflect not only on the past 3 years, but on the past 50 years, the Mccaskey family, its traditions, and its pride. Our 3 years at Mccaskey have not only been an academic learning experience, they have been a social one as well. We have grown as individuals and as a class. We have been active participants in school activities and at the same time both respected and challenged various school policies. The class of 88 has accomplished a sense of unity in times of need, such as when the unfortunate deaths of 2 Mccaskey students in our sophomore year. But we have also united in times of joy. We have developed many champion athletes and superior students who have represented us well. The class of 88 is a significant part of the Mccaskey family. This is the culmination of a 12-year dream and the beginning of our adult lives. We may have some fears, but we are well prepared for the next steps. I wish success and fulfillment to each of the members of the class of 88 and look forward to hearing of this success at our 5-year reunion in 1993. We, the class of 88, would like to thank the school board, the administration, the teachers for their special care and guidance, and we would like to thank the parents for their motivation, their support, and when we doubted ourselves, they gave us that extra push. We realize that graduation from Mccaskey is the product of many people's efforts, and we are grateful to all of them. To the class of 89, we hope that your last year at Mccaskey will be filled with happiness, and we challenge you to work hard to your fulfillment of your goals. Learn from your mistakes, remain united in your class. It is with sincere best wishes that I now pass this torch to the president of the class of 1989.
to accept this torch on behalf of the class of '89, a class that will lead J.P. Mccaskey into his next 50 years. We not only intend to uphold the strong traditions found here, but we will do our best to set the highest standards based on love, knowledge, and understanding. Thank you very much.
Who provides for us as the good Father, who nurtures us as the loving Mother. We ask your blessing on those who today have graduated. In your mercy, let them live, and let them love living more than life itself. Help them carry the weight of their own lives, and to help others who cannot do the same. Make them to love, to be loved, and to be loved worthy. Guide them to discover and trust your God-like gifts inherent within them, and with those gifts to create excellence, growth, and fitness for themselves and others. Help them to strive, survive without compromising in those situations where powerful persons hold ideas different from their own. Let them find and value friends. Draw near to them when they believe. Draw near to them when they doubt. Draw near to them when they believe again. Let them feel awe. Challenge them to search out costly ecstasy rather than cheap thrills. Lead them to think for themselves, never giving anyone or anything else unquestioned authority over their thoughts or actions. Guide them to investigate your earth with curiosity, discipline, and skepticism. To seek justice and beauty through and beyond their own perspectives. To risk being wrong wisely. To consult with those who help them learn, and to thirst for correction, advice, and criticism. Grant them to prosper without deceiving or trampling others. Give to them health of body and mind, and give them the wisdom to assume that for them health is normal. Bless them with laughter and relaxation. Let them, O Lord, say yes to all of life, even when they must say no. We pray for benediction in the name of God who creates, redeems, and sustains us. Amen.